Hello. So, someone said, I'll vote for him. He's a kind person. So, I'll vote for him. So, being a kind person, is that a good qualification so that you will be voted into office? Let's talk about that.
El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks Podcast.
And yeah. Hello, 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 hello. Hello to everyone. Last day of campaign. Last day of campaign. So, how are those people right there? Yeah, at least for the Philippines, okay. Those who are listening, that I guess from the other side of the world. I'm sure if you are from another, if you're in another country and listening to this one, you are an Igorot or a Filipino for that matter. Yeah. Now, I don't have any background music that I want to use because I'm afraid of copyright. I have read some accounts in Reddit about Spotify removing some podcast episode because of copyright issues, and I don't wanna be in that trouble. So what you're listening to the background that I'm using this filler for dead airs is or are my cover songs. Yeah. Anyway, so it's the last day of election. As of the time of this podcast, recording is 11:30, so 30 minutes more for people to, campaign, right? Now, we have this in the at least in the Filipino culture, right? This is the time where we are contemplating on who are we going to vote, right? Who are we gonna choose as the leader? Okay, especially those who at least have the integrity of not selling their votes, right? Because we know vote buying. We've seen some evidence, and if there's a smoke, there is fire. So easy to just see this ones now that we have social media, and of course, you know, uh, if there's smoke, like I said a while ago, if there's smoke, there's fire. And there are some of these candidates who are trying to buy votes from the voters. And of course, for those who sold their votes, well, please don't do that. You still have like 24 hours. Yep, 24 hours. 24 hours and 30 minutes to think through. Because, your vote, like I said in a Twitter post before it became X, that is the golden ticket for these people to go to that leadership position. Now, if we put people there that is not qualified, then the future of our place or country or community will be in trouble. You know, that's it. But again, on the another part, another thing that we should be talking about is that those supporters of um, politicians, let us not be fanatics. Let us not be overboard or like too over dramatic in campaigning for our candidates. Overzealous. I think that's the word. Also, is that the good definition for those people? Because the only word I know is fanatics. Yeah, fanaticism. You know, it's It's crazy. These people, if they'll win, they're not gonna give you money. If they'll win, your situation in life will not change like instantly. You know, you will if they will win, you will not get rich immediately. Okay, so don't be too fanatic in supporting. I mean, defending your candidate, your candidate, especially if in social media. You know, your statements of defense in social media does not count. What counts is your vote. You know. Yeah, drinking coffee here while doing the podcast. Yeah, as I always do, because I always, especially if I do the podcast, I do it in the middle of the night. And like what we said a while ago, when we choose the leader, we look for the qualifications, right? Now, there was this one statement that said, yeah, I'll vote for him because he's kind. To translate it in Filipino, iboboto ko siya kasi mabait siya. Is that a good way? I mean, is that the right way to qualify a candidate that's supposed to lead us for 3 years? Being kind. Is being kind a good qualification to become a leader, to become a politician? You know? So let's just put it in this. Let's just, how will I say this? Let's just use an illustration here, a story as an illustration. So we have two cars that will bring you to the same destination. So those two cars, you can choose wherever or what car you're going to use. Now, of course, the cars won't go if they don't have a driver, right? Now, car A has a driver, and the driver is like this. Is a good driver. He's a good driver, really good. Say, he has 10 years of experience as a driver. Um, it's very careful. He knows the ins and outs of the cars. So say, for example, you have car troubles along the way. He knows how to fix it. Okay, so he's a good driver, knows the ins and outs of the car, but there's only one problem. He has a temper. I mean, he is that kind of person you don't want to take with you to go on a picnic. Let's just say, yeah, he's not kind. That's car A. On car B, we have this person who just learned how to drive. We're trying really hard, like a week ago, starting to learn how to drive just a week ago. He's really trying hard, but still, he still doesn't know how to drive well. Still doesn't know his ways in the car. But this guy is so kind. Is very kind. He's the kind of person that you want to be with. He's a fun guy, you know? And he's the kind of guy that you want to take with you when you go to parties, things like that. He's a fun guy. Okay? In our Filipino culture, mabait siya. So that is the person who's going to be driving car B. Now, all right. So, who would you choose? What car are you going to choose to get to your destination? All right. So you're going to choose car A or car B. Right? It's just simple as that. We are when you're saying that we are going to vote for that guy because he's kind, you are using the wrong parameter in choosing a leader. We're looking for a driver, not someone who is gonna stay with you, is gonna try hard. Well, you know, So let's continue the story. Let's just say, okay, some people went through car A, okay, and they moved on. They went to their destination. For sure, like I said, attitude wise, are you going to enjoy the trip? Are you going to enjoy the trip if you're in car A? Huh, for sure, no, no. You'll be very mad at the driver. Maybe, maybe you will be having an argument with him along the way, right? But will you reach your destination safe and on time? I would say yes, because like we said, based on his qualification, he's a good driver, 10 years experience, knows his ways on the car, right? So for sure you're gonna get to your destination. Okay, we go to car B. We choose car B. Okay, and you'll start your journey. Do you think you can get to your destination? With 1 week of experience, maybe you can. But what if? What if? What if you'll get some troubles or you'll meet some troubles along the way? Maybe you can arrive there, but it will take you time. Or maybe you'll meet an accident. So you see what I'm trying to illustrate here is that maybe you can get to your destination, but there are a lot of what ifs. There's no certainty. There is no certainty that you'll get there, right? As compared to that one, choosing the right person to do the job will, make you achieve your objective. You see? So, voting for someone because he's kind is the wrong. It's the wrong parameter. The wrong reason. Being kind. If you're gonna vote for someone because they're kind, that's the wrong reason for voting for someone. You know. Of course, attitude counts, as we always say. Attitude counts, right? Right? Yes, yes. You should also vote for someone who is a character. Yes. Okay. So why did I use only 2 illustrations there? Because okay, at times and most of the time in real life situation, we will never find someone who is a perfect guy because hey, it's the human nature. No one is perfect, right? No one is perfect. No one is not. Nobody can be like go to the job and has this. No one. No one. Or let's just say there's few of them. Maybe because there might be someone there who will tell me that, oh, I am that kind of guy. Yeah. Well, if you are the kind of guy, there's few of you in this world, right? So, what I'm trying to say here is that in choosing, making a decision, there is always this what you can take and what you're going to lose, right? So you always have to balance those two things that looking for the good compromise, okay, is or are the things that I'm going to gain here better than the things that I'm going to lose. That is always the nature of life, right? In order to gain something, in order to have that thing, you have to let go of few things, right? And those are the compromise that we will see, we will use, okay, in choosing our leader, right? So we should always put that in mind when we're choosing. Some people think you're a loser. Right? Compromise are the things that you're gonna get let go, okay, or are the things that you're gonna gain when you take the choice outweigh the consequences of this that you're gonna let go, that you're gonna lose. That is always the outcome, right? An example here: you go to a place, let's say an island. It's a let's say Virgin Island. Virgin Island, in the sense that nobody has been there yet. You're the first one. If you go there, you want to build a house, for sure you need to destroy the order of things in that island. In one place, you gotta destroy it in order for you to build something. Those are the laws. And the gain is that you can have a new house, a new resort in that area. Those are the gains. In everything that we do, we always do this. We always lose something so that we can gain something, right? And same is true with both voting. That we're not looking for a guy who's um a good leader, best leader, perfect leader, and has a perfect attitude. No, no, no. If you're trying to look for that guy, you'll never have someone, or you will never choose. You cannot choose among our candidates. You know. So let's just use the realistic parameter. Okay, we're looking for someone who is good. Let's say, yeah. First and foremost, of course, I would like to borrow this from Miriam Defensor Santiago. I saw this in a video a while ago. Of course, you have to be educated, more educated than us. And in the word of Senator Miriam, is at least an honor roll, right? So that, how can you lead the person? How can you lead the country if you're not educated, if you're not learn it, right? Of course, still have to have the skill to lead, okay? And you have the character of a leader, right? Like that. Those things. You're looking for that one, right? But you are not looking for someone like a complete kind of person. Then if you're trying to look for the perfect leader, you're looking for an angel. You're not really looking for a human. All right. So I think it's high time for us to choose. I mean, simplify the parameters or the criterias on the ways on how we choose our leader. It's a very important thing there is that they should know how to lead. They are asking for a leadership position. They should know how to lead. It's a very important thing there. So if you are voting for someone just because they're kind and they don't have any leadership quality, then you're just wasting your vote. You know, you're just wasting your vote. You should choose someone who is qualified for the job, not because they're kind, not because then this one, especially because I don't know, Filipinos are so enamored with actors and actresses. We should not vote for someone because he's a good dancer. You know, I know someone who went to Senate, who got voted to Senate because he knows how to dance the budots. That's just crazy. Let's just vote for someone because he's an actor and he's so good in acting. That is, I guess, one of the reason of the failure of our government, of the leadership of our government. Because of that, for sure they will learn. Yeah, they can learn. They can learn the ins and outs of the job once they're there. But they'll need some help. They'll need like tons or like dozens of advisors to advise them on what they're going to do. As compared to if you're going to choose for someone who is learned or who has studied the ways on how to lead, okay, who has prepared himself to become a leader, but doesn't have the charisma. He doesn't know how to dance, but he knows how to lead. If you're going to choose that person, for sure, okay, at least we can move an inch on where we are now as a country. Some would fade, some would prosper. So please, again, let's repeat. Don't vote for someone because they're kind, mabait. Again, I would like to repeat, you're using the wrong criteria in choosing. You're using the wrong criteria in choosing a leader. Okay? I wouldn't care. Like I said a while ago, I would vote for a person who knows how to lead, even if he has the attitude. As long as he knows how to lead, I would vote for that person. That is a lot miles better, but than someone who doesn't know how to lead but kind is a lot better. Okay, the job is not asking for someone who is kind. The job is asking for someone who has the ability to lead. You know, it's just a secondary choice. I mean, secondary criteria. Being a kind person. Come on, that's your whole reason why you voted for someone. That's just wrong. That is just wrong. You know, like I said, the illustration. Just use it as a simple illustration. You know, let's just say, for example, you need someone to, build your house. Okay? Are you gonna hire someone who is a little bit rude, but has been in the construction business for quite a while? Has been building a lot of houses. Or you're gonna vote? I'm gonna hire someone who is, just a kind person who's trying to build a house. You know, you will always go for the first one because you know you just use that one. Use that one as like an example. I mean, just think of that when you try to choose your leader. Same principle. You know, you're looking. We are choosing for a leader. Okay? So hell with that thing. You say to hell with kind, whatever kind of yeah. There's those good attitudes. To hell with those. You look for someone who is knowledgeable, who knows how to lead, who knows what he's doing when he gets the job. That's it. That's what you should focus on. Okay? Yeah. Because you know, because of those these kinds of statements, reasons are one of the reason why if you are gonna look at the chamber of Congress and the upper house, you will see people who are not supposed to be there, yet they're there because of this kind of reasoning, the kind of way, or because of these ways of choosing leaders. We're not really choosing leaders. We're choosing those that appeal to us. We're not looking at their qualifications. You're just choosing those that appeal to you. Should stop that one. Should try to look deeper. Use that one power that you have every 3 years. Use that one power that you have. Use it well. With that great power, you should have great responsibility attached to it. Use it. I hope you'll listen to this before May 12th and do it. Let's do it all together for your country and for your children. I think that's it. That's what I want to say to this in this episode. And I'll be seeing you around. Hopefully, we will choose whoever that guy is. We will choose the right leader that will lead our community, or our city, or our province, and our country. Is it, guys? Yeah, to those who are listening abroad, yeah, thank you so much for listening. Yes, I really try hard, to speak in English just because of you guys. Anyway, so this is it. And I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Bye-bye, and have a good one, everybody. Like you and me as we used to do. Come and see the blue. Gonna shine it blue.
El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks Podcast. El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks.
El Maestro Speaks Podcast.